Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Dhamma session with me, Aya Khemawamsi from Thailand, Mahavanatutanka from Thailand. Okay, let's pay respect to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Hello everyone again, wherever you are. Today we have the topic advice from father to son, from the longer advice to Rāhula, or as the link that I have attached for you, the name, The Greater Discourse of Advice to Rāhula. Rāhula is the only son of the Blessed One. Good morning, everyone. Rāhula is the son of the Blessed One. So, all the discourse that the Buddha taught Rāhula, the son, this remind me of one lady. There was one Thai lady. She said to me, she is a mother of one son as well. And she said when she learned about the teachings of the Blessed One, she said she wondered, okay, I have a son and all the good things I want to give to my son. So the Buddha, before he got enlightened as the Blessed One, right? He was a Bodhisattva and he has one son as well. So she said, okay, I would try to find the discourse, the sutra that the Buddha taught the Rāhula Venerable. And she studied all the discourse that the Buddha taught Rāhula. And this is one of them. And she said oh, it's great. It's not that the Buddha taught specially, the special teachings only to his son. It's not like that. But her that I mentioned, her as a mother, so she tried to, seek the teachings that she want to know first. Okay, I have a son. I only want to give good things to my son. So I try to study what the teachings that the Buddha teach to Rāhula, Venerable Rāhula, his son as well. So I brought up this one to discuss with you all. So hello Pumika, hello Yankee, hello Shadow of Label, hello Edward, hello Gregory. Hey. So let's start. Now we learn the advice to Rāhula. This is the longer one, the greater discourse called Mahārāhulovāta Sutra from Majjhima Nikaya, the middle one, MN number 62. The link that I have attached to you, that sent to you, is from the translation of Sudaso Bhikkhu. Okay, and I, changed some word to, I think, from Thai translation and, balance with the English translation. So I changed some word. Okay, if you have the link, now we're gonna read together and then we're gonna discuss and then have the question and answer later on. Good afternoon, Jim McCarty from Ireland. Okay, let's start. The greater discourse of advice to Rāhula. Thus I have heard. This is the Ananta, and the Venerable Ananta said. Thus I have heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living at Savatthi, at Jedra's Grove in Anathapindika's park. Then the Blessed One dressed in the morning, took his bow and robe, and entered Savatthi for alms. He will do the alms round. It goes for alms round. Venerable Rāhula also dressed, took his bow and robe, and followed closely behind the Blessed One. Then the Blessed One looked back at Venerable Rāhula and said to him, Rāhula, any form whatsoever, past, future, or present, internal or external, crude or refined, inferior or superior, far or near, every form is to be accurately seen with the right wisdom in this way. This is not mine. I am not this. This is not myself. So before going to alms round, the Buddha talked to Rāhula Venerable that, okay, any form whatsoever, past, future, present, this is about the time, right? Form in the past, in the future, in the present moment, internal or external. What is internal? Internal means inside here, this, right? Like this body. External, another person. That's for example. Internal or external, crude or refined, inferior or superior, far, like your relatives, or near your friends here, something like that. Every form is to be accurately seen with the right wisdom in this way. This is not mine. I am not this. This is not myself. And then the Venerable Rāhula asks, just the form, Blessed One, just the form? Then the Buddha said, the form and also feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. So these five are the five aggregates or the five khandha. Have you heard about the five khandha? Everything in this whole world can be, like categorized as the five khandha. Five khandha and then nibbana or nirvana, the opposite. The five khandha, they are form or the body, or like thing, feeling, perception or memory. When you have perception to something, then because you have the memory of that thing. Mental formation, like thought, and then consciousness or the mind. So form, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. You should, the Buddha said, even though it's in the past, future or present, internal or external, crude or refined, inferior or superior, far or near, every khandha is to be accurately seen with the right wisdom that is not mine. I'm not this. This is not myself. This is why I have to do in bold, the word past, future, present, because in some discourse, you will learn that the Buddha or the Blessed One said, okay, five khandha, form, feeling, mental formation, perception and consciousness. There are 11 types of them, 11 kinds of khandha. What are the 11? Past, future, present, internal, external, crude, refined, inferior, superior, far or near. All 11 types, all of them, you should see with the right wisdom that is not mine. And then the Buddha said, then Venerable Rāhula thinking, okay, after that the Rāhula thinking, I'm sorry, I think it's, okay. Then the Venerable Rāhula thinking, how could one who has been personally advised by the Blessed One enter a village for alms? When the Buddha taught you like this, how you can still think of, find something to eat, something like that. So he turned back, sat at the base of a tree, crossed his legs, set his body upright, and established mindfulness. Venerable Sariputta saw Venerable Rāhula seated at the base of a tree. Having seen this, he said to Venerable Rāhula, practice mindfulness of breathing, Rahula. Mindfulness of breathing or anapanasati, breathe in, breathe out, something like that. Practice mindfulness of breathing. When mindfulness of breathing is practiced and cultivated, it's very fruitful and beneficial. So the Venerable Sariputta said, okay, now that you meditate like this, develop mindfulness of breathing, because when the mindfulness of breathing is developed and cultivated, it's very fruitful and beneficial. Then in the evening, Venerable Rāhula emerged from retreat, approached the Blessed One. Okay, after this, he approached the Blessed One, paid respect to him, and sat to one side. When we read the discourse and there's the explanation like, okay, pay respect and sat to one side. When you sit to one side, normally in the sutra, the one who is older, who is like respectful to you, they should be on your right hand side. For example, if the Buddha is, you should like, the Buddha is here on your right hand side always. Okay, so set to one side is mean like you, okay, see, okay, this is the Buddha, and you let the Buddha be on your right hand side. And then Venerable Rāhula said to the Blessed One, how is mindfulness of breathing to be practiced and cultivated so that it's of great fruit and great benefit? How? Now in this sutra, you will learn many types of meditation. Many types of meditation. The Buddha said, the Buddha answered the teaching, earth element. The first one, the Buddha said, Rāhula, whatever internal personal component that is experienced as hard or solid, such as head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin, muscle, tendons, bone marrow, kidney, heart, liver, membrane, spleen, lungs, colon, intestine, stomach, feces, or any other internal personal component that is experienced as hard or solid. This is called the internal earth element. So when the Rāhula asked the Buddha, okay, how is mindfulness of breathing developed and cultivated to be very fruitful and beneficial? The Buddha mentioned about the element first. And here in this sutra, you will learn 5 elements: earth, water, fire, wind, and space. There are 4 elements, 5 elements, or 6 elements according to each sutra. It depends on, what the Buddha gonna bring up to each individual, right? But in this sutra, the Buddha mentioned 5 elements. And then he gonna explain like, okay, from these 5 elements, you should practice meditation according to the elements, something like that. Okay, the first one, earth element. Anything that is experienced as hard or solid is regarded as earth element. Earth element, there are internal and external in this body and another body, outside this body. Inside, internal earth element includes like head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin, muscle, tendons, bone marrow, kidney, heart, liver, membrane, spleen, lungs, colon, intestine, stomach, feces, or any kind that is experienced as hard or solid is considered internal earth element. So when your hair fall down, you just regard it as, oh, earth element. Feces, earth element. Teeth, oh, it's normal. Earth element fall down to earth element to earth, to the floor, to earth element, something like that. Whether the earth element is internal or external, it is the same earth element. Whether it's inside or outside, this body, that body, is just the same. It's just earth element. It should be accurately seen with the right wisdom in this way. This is not mine. I'm not this. This is not myself. Why it's not yours? Because if the hair is yours, then you should be able to control it, right? Be black. You should be black, or you should be blonde. You should be, no, not blonde. Maybe for me, you should be black all the time. No, don't turn to gray or something like that. Or teeth, you should be white and strong teeth like this forever. You cannot control it. It depends on, the age. It depends on the how you maintain it. And eventually gonna fall down. Eventually gonna be no teeth because you're old or something like that. You cannot control. So you think of it as earth element, not mind. I'm not this. I'm not teeth. I'm not hair. This is not myself. When one has accurately seen it with the right wisdom, one becomes disenchanted with the earth element, and the mind becomes dispassionate towards the earth element. This is very important because, when we learn about the satipatthana or the foundation of mindfulness, you will learn about the body. And when you learn to reflect the body as the earth element, water element, wind element, and fire element, as the truth, see it is as the truth. And then you don't think of, oh, that person is beautiful, that person is ugly. No, you don't say that, because earth element, that body of the Miss Universe is just the same as you, as yours. Intestines there, okay. Bone, yeah, she has the bone, I have the bone. She has the feces, I have feces. She has like head hair, I have head hair, something like that. Just the same. Not beauty, not beautiful. Beautiful outside, but inside dirty, something like that. Okay, now we move to water element. The Buddha said, Rāhula, what is the water element? The water element may be internal or external. What is the internal water element? Whatever internal personal component that is experienced as water or watery. This includes bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, oil, saliva, mucus, synovial fluid, urine, or any other internal personal component that is experienced as water or watery. Rāhula, this is called the internal water element. That inside everybody, everyone just the same. We have the blood, sweat, fat, saliva, tears, oil, phlegm, urine. It's just the water element inside. Whether the water element is internal or external, it is the same water element. It should be accurately seen with the right wisdom. This is not mine. I'm not this. This is not myself. When one has accurately seen it with the right wisdom in this way, one becomes disenchanted with the water element, and the mind becomes dispassionate towards the water element. You might wonder, like, okay, don't, passion have, have the passion toward like the urine or something like that. But this is like how we should see it with the right wisdom, not just inside here, but everything composed of the four elements. And if you see right through it, you just learn to see like, okay, just earth element, just water element, just wind element, something like that. And then when you have the right wisdom like this, train yourself, train the mind to have the right wisdom like this, then the mind become dispassionate toward the water element. Now, fire element or heat element. The heat element may be internal or external. What is the internal fire element? Whatever internal personal component that is experienced as heat or heating. Such as what brings warmth or causes decay or burns or causes what one has eaten, drunk, consumed, or swallowed to be completely digested, or any other internal personal component that is experienced as heat or heating. This is called the internal fire element. So the fire element or the heat element is just something that brings you warmth inside your body, and it causes decay, like the wrinkle, right? The like bad texture of the skin or something like that is because of the fire or the heat element inside the body. And also the fire element help you digest inside the stomach. With the water element, it gotta have the heat or the fire element to burn, to digest it as well. And any other component that is experienced as heat or heating. Whether the fire element is internal or external, it is the same fire element. It should be accurately seen with the right wisdom. This is not mine. I'm not this. This is not myself. When one has accurately seen it like this, one becomes disenchanted with the heat element, and the mind becomes dispassionate towards the fire element. Next, the wind element. Whatever internal personal component that is experienced as wind or windy, like a gas inside the body, such as upgoing winds. What is upgoing winds? When you like burp, right? The wind that comes up through mouth, upgoing wind like you burp, something like that. Downgoing winds like when you fart. Winds in the belly, winds in the abdomen, winds moving along the limbs. How can you move? Because of the wind elements inside the body as well. So you can move when you're dead, when you die. No more wind element inside this form. Then you're gonna be stiff because no wind element. And also inhalation, exhalation, breathing through nose. This is all the wind element. So the breathing, mindfulness breathing, to focus on the breath, right? Inhale, exhale. This is to focus on the wind element inside the body. Use the wind element here to be beneficial to practice. Also, any other internal personal component that is experienced as wind or windy, this is called the internal wind element. So when you fart inside your home with your family, of course, and then you just say, oh, wind element come out of the form, something like that. Whether the wind element is internal or external, it's the same wind element. It should be accurately seen that this is not mine, I'm not this is not myself. When you see it with the right wisdom, you become disenchanted with the wind element, and the wind becomes and the mind become dispassionate towards the wind element. And the last one here as I said, this discourse the Buddha mentioned 5 elements. Number 5 is space element. Space here is not like the space outside the earth. It's not, in the universe, something like that. Space like the room inside the body. The space element may be internal or external. Whatever internal personal component that is experienced as space or spacious, such as the ear cavity, nose cavity, the mouth, the stomach, the rectum, or any other internal personal component that is experienced as space or spacious. Like you have to have nose cavity, otherwise you won't be able to breathe, right? The wind element cannot come in or come out of your body. You need to have mouth, the room in the mouth, like the space element, in order to, put food and then chew, and then, you need to have the space inside the body. And this is called internal space element. It's just the same. You should see with the right wisdom that it's not mine, I'm not this is not myself. And when you have the right wisdom like this, you become disenchanted and the mind becomes dispassionate towards space element. And then the Buddha said, Rāhula, practice peacefulness of earth meditation. This is very interesting. This is why I brought up this one to discuss today. Practice peacefulness of earth meditation. So now you have the knowledge of the internal earth element. And now the Buddha going to talk about, okay, you know about the earth element inside yourself. So you know that the body is not so beautiful as you think it is. And if you think of it as the elements, 5 elements, you will become dispassionate towards this body and of that person's body. And also when you look toward other things outside, you see the earth element outside, external earth element, then you should practice peacefulness of earth meditation. What is that? Sorry. The Buddha said, when you practice peacefulness of earth meditation, then sensation that arise, whether pleasing or displeasing, will not dominate your mind. Okay? When in your like everyday life, gonna have sensation that is either pleasing or displeasing, if that sensation arise, it will not dominate your mind. Just as when people put clean things, unclean things, excrement, urine, saliva, pus, or blood on the earth, when you put urine or have the like feces, like blood on earth, the earth is not bothered, humiliated, or disgusted. In the same way, Rāhula, practice peacefulness of earth meditation. So this is what the peacefulness of earth, make yourself, make the mind be peaceful. That whatever good or bad, pleasing, displeasing, satisfied, dissatisfied, things that arise in the mind, be just like the earth, that not bother, not humiliated, not disgusted, stable, just like the earth element. Okay? Next, practice peacefulness of water meditation. Rāhula, when you practice peacefulness of water meditation, then sensation that arise, water or whether pleasing or displeasing, will not dominate your mind. Just as when people immerse clean things, unclean things, excrement, urine, saliva, pus, or blood in water, the water is not bothered, not humiliated, not disgusted. In the same way, practice peacefulness of water meditation. Practice peacefulness of fire meditation. Just the same thing. If you practice peacefulness of fire meditation, sensation that arise will not dominate your mind. Just as when heat burns, when you put clean things or unclean things into the fire, the fire does not feel like, oh, humiliated, oh, I'm bothered, or I'm disgusted with that. Just practice peacefulness of fire meditation and be the same way as the fire that can burn anything. Practice peacefulness of wind meditation, just as the same. Sensation that arise, whether pleasing or displeasing, will not dominate your mind. Just as when the wind blows on clean things, unclean things, the wind is not bothered, humiliated, or disgusted. In the same way, Rāhula, practice peacefulness of wind meditation. So now, from the start, you learn, okay, Venerable Rāhula asked the Buddha, like, okay, how the practice of breathing meditation, anapanasati, can be when you practice it, when it's developed and cultivated, can be very beneficial. How can it be? The Buddha talk, in order. He doesn't say right at that moment, like, okay, anapanasati or the breathing meditation is like this. No, not like that. He taught about the element first. Okay, before you practice the breathing meditation, now try this one. Have the knowledge of the 5 elements: wind, earth, water, wind, fire, and space first. Now you know inside the body, interior of the those 5 elements. So now you have the knowledge, okay, it's not beautiful, okay, it's just like the foundation. And now about the external 5 elements as well. And then you learn that practice peacefulness of those 5 elements. Be just like the earth element that is stable. Whether you put clean things or unclean things on it, it doesn't bother. It doesn't sway. It doesn't irritate it, agitate it. So just the same, practice yourself to be peaceful, just like the earth, wind, water, and fire. That whatever good or bad, someone, talk good thing, talk nicely to you, or talk like bad about you or something like that, just like be stable, unbothered, and then peaceful, just like those elements. So this is about 4 elements, right? And now about the space meditation. Practice peacefulness of space meditation. Rāhula, when you practice peacefulness of space meditation, then sensation that arise, whether pleasing or displeasing, will not dominate your mind, just as space is not stuck anywhere. In the same way, Rāhula, practice peacefulness of space meditation. Space is like room, spacious. Train the mind to be spacious, not stuck anywhere. Do not get stuck with the hatred or with the lust, with the greed, with the desire. Do not get stuck with the, I, me, mine, something like that. Do not get stuck in anything. Try to train yourself to be, practice peacefulness of space meditation, because just practice yourself just as space is not stuck anywhere. If you, sorry, today, water element stuck inside the body, so I have to take another water element to help solve the problem. Okay. There's one saying in Thai, from Prajan Nandayani, my teacher. She said, what is that? Rak Chang Bang Nipan. Love and hatred. Love here is not loving kindness. Love and loving kindness is just, from her point of view, is different thing. Love here is like when you love someone and you want that person to be yours, to be, please be my boyfriend, please be my husband, please be my forever. That kind of love and hate gonna obstruct you from nirvana. So don't be stuck with that lust or with the hatred, with the greed, with the hatred, with the delusion. Practice yourself of the peacefulness of space. Okay. And then practice loving kindness meditation. Rāhula, when you practice loving kindness meditation, hostility will be abandoned, because it's the opposite thing. If you practice loving kindness, all the hatred, all the anger, hostility will be abandoned. Practice compassion meditation, Rāhula. When you practice compassion meditation, cruelty will be abandoned. Practice rejoicing meditation. When you practice rejoicing meditation, discontent will be abandoned. Practice equanimity meditation. When you practice equanimity meditation, aversion will be abandoned. Practice non-beauty asubha meditation. When you practice non-beauty meditation, lust will be abandoned. This is the importance of why the Buddha brought up the element, the internal elements first. Because if you're going to practice non-beauty meditation, you have to see through inside yourself, like blood, bone, muscle, tendon, intestine, feces, mucus, phlegm, something like that. So to see that, okay, inside here, not beautiful, outside not beautiful as well. So the lust will be abandoned. Practice recognition of impermanence meditation. When you practice recognition of impermanence meditation, the conceit of self-existence will be abandoned. Practice mindfulness of breathing meditation, Rāhula. When mindfulness of breathing is practiced and cultivated, it is of great fruit and great benefit. So if you listen from the start to this point, now you see like, oh, this is very clever of the Blessed One, right? The Venerable Rāhula asked like, okay, how the mindfulness of breathing, when it's practiced and cultivated, it is of great fruit and great benefit, right? But the Buddha does not, answer directly at that moment, but he give the foundation of knowledge, like, okay, this is the 5 elements, okay, and then practice peacefulness of those elements, and then practice not only peacefulness of those elements, but practice loving kindness, compassion, rejoicing, equanimity, recognition of impermanence, and non-beauty as well. And then practice mindfulness of breathing, because when the mindfulness of breathing is practiced and cultivated, is of great benefit. So not just, give one answer, but give a lot of, like, a variety of meditations. So the Venerable Rāhula and also everyone, us all, can practice. Like we have many kinds of object of meditation for us to try, right? So it's very beneficial of us. Actually, we have the mindfulness of breathing. So I'm gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna have the question and answer session. Okay, and then now I'm gonna read from the link, right? What is the practice? What is the mindfulness of breathing? Then I'm gonna read from the discourse to you. When inhaling, okay, the Buddha said, Rahula, a monk goes to the wilderness or to the base of a tree or to an empty building, sit down, cross his legs, straighten his posture, and establish mindfulness as primarily. He inhales mindfully and exhales mindfully. When inhaling a long breath, he understands inhaling a long breath. Now, inhaling a long breath. When exhaling a long breath, he understands exhaling a long breath. So he knows at that moment. When inhaling a short breath, he understands, okay, now inhaling a short breath. When exhaling a short breath, he understands, now exhaling a short breath. He trained in this way. I will experience my entire body while inhaling. He trained in this way. I'll experience my entire body while exhaling. What is that? Is that when you sit or when it doesn't, you don't have to sit across your leg. You can sit comfortably on a chair. You don't have to hurt yourself. Like for me, I cannot now. Now I cannot sit cross leg at the moment. So when I meditate on a chair. Okay, sit comfortably and then experience the entire body. This posture. Inhale mindfully, and then um, experience the entire body mindfully. Exhale. He trained in this way. I will still all physical activity while inhaling. He trained in this way. I will still all physical activity while exhaling. When you inhale or exhale, then you calm down, to still all physical activity. And then when you feel rapture, you feel pleasure, you experience mental activity. When inhale or exhale, then you know. When you experience the mind while inhaling or exhaling, enjoy the mind. When the mind is unified, when the mind is liberated, inhale and exhale. You observe impermanence, observe dispassion, observe cessation, observe relinquishment while inhaling and exhaling, and then how then you observe, like this is all the how you practice the mindfulness of breathing. Okay, I'll explain later. When mindfulness of breathing is practiced and cultivated in this way, it is of great fruit and great benefit. Rahula, when mindfulness of breathing has been practiced and cultivated in this way, then even one's final breath will be known as they cease. They will not be unknown. They will know breathe in, breathe out, know everything. This is what the Blessed One said, satisfied Venerable Rāhula, delighted in the Blessed One's speech. So here, you know, Anapanasati or the breathing meditation. How to be mindful when you breathe, inhale or exhale. It doesn't have to be, in order like this. You don't have to be in order like, okay, long breath, out, long breath, short breath, short breath. It's not like that. Because some people say like, okay, the first one I should start with the long breath first. Just one, right? And then short breath. It's not like this. You have to be mindful when you breathe in and breathe out, and then you know at that very moment. Okay. Now long breath. Exhale, long breath. But you cannot control the breath to be long. Like for 5 minutes, it's not comfortable to do that, right? At first, it's like a trick when you start meditation. When when you work outside, and then when you want to meditate, and then you say like, okay, now I'm gonna meditate. Sit comfortably. Okay. Now I'm gonna clear the mind. Breathe in, long breath, up. Now you know the sensation. Now you know the movement of the body first. Up, 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 up until you cannot breathe in anymore. And then long breath out. Long breath out. And when you exhale, you just think like, okay, all the worries, all the doubts, all the confusion or everything outside, I'm gonna let out, because now I'm gonna meditate. Gonna let out everything. And then do it again. Long breath, inhale, inhale, inhale. Give yourself the oxygen, give yourself the air. Good energy, good energy. Come in, come in, come in, come in. Hold your breath. And then breathe out. Let go of everything. Let go of bad thing, bad energy. Okay. Do like this maybe 3 times. 5 times at most, because otherwise gonna be kind of tired to do. So you now try to do like this 3 times or 5 times, up to you. After that, automatically, naturally, gonna have the short breath, because you cannot, long breath, inhale, exhale like all the time. Automatically, short breath, and then short breath in, short breath out, and then know entire body. Okay. And now still physical activity. It's just gonna be like in order, but you don't control yourself to be in order, like in the discourse, but automatically, naturally gonna be like that. And then still the mind. And then after that, whatever arises in the mind, and then be mindful about that. When rejoice arise, be mindful. Breathe in or rejoice arise. Breathe out, rejoice arise. Still arise. Actually, it's arise and pass away, but you don't see it pass away. Still here. Oh, it strengthened. Rapture arise. Rapture, listen. Now listen. Breathe in, rapture still arise. Oh, breathe out, rapture is gone. Now equanimity. Equanimity arise. Something like that. Whatever arises in that very moment, you just know. So this is how to practice to be, breathing meditation. Impermanent comes up, observe the impermanence. See, rejoice cannot stay long. Rejoice arise. Within, breathe in, breathe out, rejoice gone, impermanent. Even the rejoice, even the rapture, even the, delightful moment that arise, now is gone. why you should attach to that feeling or sensation. Good feeling arise and gone. Bad feeling arise and gone. Dispassionate. Dispassionate. Now liberated. Now you feel the mind free, equanimity, peaceful, stable, calm. So when you be mindful in your breath, breathe in and breathe out, and this is when you practice and when the mindfulness in breathing is cultivated, is of great benefit. Okay? Yes. That's it. This is like all the advice from the Buddha, the Blessed One, to his son. Okay, now it's time for question and answer. Good morning, Nico. Good morning, Maria, right? Good morning, Miguel, right? Good morning, Maria as well, Maria. Hi, Sooth. Hi, Manal. Hi, Dhamma learner. Good morning, Ayai, and everyone joining live today. Shayanta, Fernando, Satu, Satu, Satu. Pushpa. Jim McCarty said, to meditate on the elements would bring about the most peaceful and respectful knowledge. Yes, I agree. Jay asks, Dear Ayya, thank you for the teaching. May I clarify that the guidance here is to contemplate the 5 elements as a preliminary to breath meditation? Is the guidance? I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure that I'm gonna give you the correct answer or not. But in my opinion, the knowledge of the 5 elements is like a foundation to the non-beauty meditation. And also, it's just like, it's like the base of the knowledge that if you can see things as they really are, like it really is, like, okay, just the elements, right? So now non-beauty meditation can be used. It can be used as the non-beauty meditation. It can be used with the, practice the peacefulness of the elements to be stable, whether the good or bad sensation arise, then the mind gonna be stable, be still. And also it can be the preliminary to breathing meditation, maybe just because, like, okay, now make use of the wind element inside the body. Why you still alive now? Because, even though we have like all the bad things happen in our life, bad thing gonna happen, good thing happens, bad thing happen, but at least we now have the, we are able to inhale and exhale. We still have the wind element inside this body. Inhale, exhale. We can have the equipment, the tool to practice the mind. Why practice the mind? Because you can reach the peacefulness, you can reach the calmness, you can have the right wisdom, you can attain the true liberation through this body. Like for me, okay, like everyone, sickness, aging, it's just normal to everyone. Even though you're sick, even though you can't move, but still you can breathe. So now I can make use of the wind element inside the body to practice the mind. When the mind is calm, then you will see things as they really are. You will see things that is really impermanent. Things arise and fade away, arise and fade away. If you want to cling on to something that always arises and fades away, it's suffering. You cannot cling on to that. If you cling on to, if you attach to something, that is the cause of suffering. Learn to detach, learn to let go, and then your life gonna be, much more peaceful, something like that. So yeah, I think it's like a foundation to many things in the teachings of the Buddha. Sin Makati said, "Thank you so much for your teaching. Tomorrow, I wish you a pleasant and peaceful evening." Thank you. Sud asks, "Dear Ayya, can you clarify how to practice non-beauty meditation technique?" Non-beauty, or in Pali, they use the word asubha. Have you heard asubha? Non-beauty is to see like this body first. You should train yourself with your own body. Non-beauty. You try to see it as the elements. Eye, earth element, saliva, water element, blood, water element, feces, earth element, and inside the body. If you watch like the clips when the doctor like cut the corpse or something like that, when you see it, when you cut through this body, you see blood, muscle, tendons, all the unclean things inside this body, lung, heart, feces, urine, mucus, phlegm. Look at inside and then you see it's not beautiful. It's not beautiful at all. You think of yourself as beautiful because you clean yourself, right? But when someone who doesn't clean themselves for a long time, just like in the retreat session in Thailand, in many temples, they have the retreat and then like retreat for 21 days. And the last 3 days, they said, okay, you are not allowed to clean yourself. You are not allowed to wash your face, to clean your teeth, or you not allowed to take a shower. Nothing. Stay like that for 3 days. Why? To really see yourself as non-beauty. This is like the non-beauty meditation. Now like if you wake up, you don't wash your face, all the, I don't know what's it called in English, in the eye, the teeth, all dirty, right? When you eat something very delicious from very luxurious restaurant, you eat, but when you go to toilet, things that come out of your body is not clean, right? Feces is not clean. It doesn't smell nice. So you see things like, okay, this is not beautiful at all. This is like the non-beauty meditation. So when you meditate, see through inside. Maybe you watch the clip first, like the clip when the doctor do with the corpse, you see inside the body, all the organs in the body first, and then when you meditate, you see inside. all the food that I consume, when it comes out all dirty, not so beautiful. Everyone, me, that person, same thing. Feces, same thing. Urine, same thing. When she doesn't brush her teeth, bad scent coming out of the mouth, same thing, same scent, something like that. It's just the same. You practice, and then when you meditate, you contemplate about this thing. So it's called the non-beauty meditation. Or you don't have to meditate, sit and then contemplate like this. When you go in Thailand, some places they still have the what, when people die and cremate, right? Cremation, right? When people die and gonna burn the body, some people they do it on the open air, on the open space. Put the corpse on like the I don't know what's it called, like the chair or like the bed or something, the wooden surface, and then put the log or something like that, and then burn. And then you can go and look of that person's corpse burning. So you see like, oh, okay, now the fire burning, okay. In the stomach area, it takes a long time to burn, because many water element inside, and it's not beautiful. You can do that. And when you go and watch people, the corpse burning like that, that is non-beauty meditation, non-beauty contemplation, just the same. Okay, Joseph asks, Venerable Ajahn Pram told me peace is naturally kind. In the context of this teaching, does that mean we can rejoice in the compassion and harmlessness of the space elements? I think we can rejoice in the compassion and harmlessness, yes. And when you meditate, like rejoice meditation, compassion, loving kindness, spread out compassion. You think of that loving kindness or that compassion to be like a space element. That is, do not get stuck. You know what I mean? Like spread loving kindness not only to your loved ones, not only to your friends and family, not only to people in your village or in your country, but everyone in the world, in the universe, every creature, every living creature, animals, near or far, big or small, something that I have seen or I haven't seen. May every living creature be full of loving kindness, be healthy, be something like that. Spread the love and spread the compassion, just like the space element that nothing can obstruct, doesn't, specific only to this or that person. So maybe like that. Peace is naturally kind because, when you experience the peacefulness, it's not something that it's gonna choose like this person or that person. I'm peaceful because of this person, but not that person. Is not like that. When you encounter the peacefulness of the mind, naturally loving kindness will come. It's because I can say that because like peacefulness of the mind, loving kindness, compassion, all the good or wholesome qualities is the wholesome qualities. So it's just the same. Good qualities. So, and good quality here should be like the space element, should be spacious. It's just like when people talk about loving kindness, not all, but some people say that, okay, loving kindness, okay, I practice loving kindness, but this is my group. I want to give it to my group, not your group. That doesn't mean that you practice loving kindness. Loving kindness should be like everyone, should be like the space element, like everyone. Compassion as well, rejoice as well. I hope this answers your question. I'm not sure. And yeah, when you encounter peacefulness, you encounter the refined, the subtle quality of the mind, and it's the same as the kind quality. The mind will be kind. Or the master or the teacher said, if you want to make sure that you're on the right path or not, if you practice the right meditation, if you have the right wisdom, or you practice the right cause or not, then you should, contemplate and reflect that, okay, now the anger that usually arise like 80% of my time daily, now it decrease or increase, okay, unwholesome quality decrease, okay, good sign. Also, loving kindness increase or decrease. If you practice according to the Buddha's teaching, you're gonna live your life with happiness, with peacefulness, with loving kindness. Is the quality that will arise naturally if you follow the Dhamma, follow the teachings of the Buddha. So this is how you can, reflect on yourself that, am I on the right path or not? If you practice, like the more you practice, the more conceit, the more notion of the self, I'm better than you, I can do better than you, or I'm inferior than you, you cannot do like me, I can, something like that. The conceit increase, maybe is not the right cause. The more you practice, the more you let go of the self, the more you have the right wisdom. Okay. I hope you learn something beneficial, and then you can take on some advice that the Buddha taught to the Venerable Rāhula. So you have a lot of, object of meditation to try and to practice. Thank you so much thank you so much everyone to, stay with me. Nico said, thank you so much for your teaching. Okay. I hope that's it for today. I think that's it for today, and see you in 15 days. Okay. And next week, I'm going to do the live session from Mahawana to Thangka. Sorry, I haven't prepared for you, but yeah, I have another Facebook as well that I'm gonna give the Dhamma talk, every other week. So here, next week, you can go and listen to a Dhamma talk with the Mahawana. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And before we leave, say Sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, 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 Anumodhami. May the power of the Triple Gem protect you all. Be healthy, be happy, be well, and be safe to everyone. And may we all, may us all reach the true liberation or the Nibbana soon. Sadhu. Have a good day, everyone. See you again.